old wise dragon, and I'm here to tell you a secret. If you want to have a great time playing War Dragons, be sure to hit subscribe.
Welcome back to Talk Dragon Tuesday. That's right, guys. It's RPW here with the Talk Dragon Tuesday of the week. Now, if you aren't on my following online, then you're probably wondering, why in the world is this video so late? Well, from this point forward, Talk Dragon Tuesday is going to be coming later in the day because of the last minute changes that seems to hit the forums that makes my Talk Dragon Tuesdays obsolete for the week. So instead of them coming out in the morning, they'll be coming out in the evening. Now, also this last week, we did not get around to doing the $20 in-game pack drawing. I will get this done today at about 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Because of the Thanksgiving break, I really was messed over. There was just so much going on. And of course, the feeding event. It was so brutal because of the issues within the feeding event, which we'll go over. But stick around so that you can figure out all the details you need to know in order to win this week's $20 in-game pack, because we will be going over some details for you to do so. All right, so the first thing is the feeding event. This last week was the feeding event, and I know that we have castles and that we're in platinum, so I'm sitting here wondering if we struggled the way that we did in order to get food, all the grinding that it took. I can only imagine how difficult this was for any gold or silver league teams that don't have Atlas. This is a serious issue. Not only are they not able to, have the same advantage, but then they're also in the issue of there are far too many food boosts compared to lumber boosts. I mean, we have one a season generally of the feeding event, and we have around 3 fortification events, but yet we're getting double the amount of food boosts. And then, of course, in our Thanksgiving gift, they give us more food boosts as if they were needed. So hopefully they change this for the next season coming up. I will be reaching out and asking for this change because it is just getting to be ridiculous. Anyways, so moving on, what is coming this week? The fortification event will be jumping in this week, which means, yes, there are a lot of confused players out there because there was some events announced out there that it was going to be the fight pits, and then it's actually going to be the fortification. So those of you in Atlas that have had a week of grueling, protection of your castles or whatever, this is going to be another week of that as well. You will not be getting the bubble after all. However, for those of you not in Atlas, this is going to be nice because this is going to be a great way to gain some major points at the very end of the season. That is a great thing because most of us have run out of the resources we need for PvPs, but yet you can still make some major points in these events. Now, if you don't know a lot about the fortification event, please go check out my event guide series. You can find it under my playlist. And I go in through a lot of tips and so forth that you guys can utilize. So be sure to check that out if you need any assistance. Now, let's go ahead and jump into the next news of the day, which is the Earth Flak. Now, as you all know, the Earth Flak was actually put out at the beginning of this month, which was not during the fortification. It was actually during the breeding. Now, with that being said, I know a lot of you have been waiting out and deciding whether you're going to get this when the fortification begins or not. You definitely don't want to build this prior to the fortification because of the points that it'll give you. Now, we're going to go ahead and do a review of the things about this and decide whether it's something you should get. Now, it will deal elemental damage, and the super shots provide an HP buff and invincible shield, which basically means you're marrying your storm tower and your ice turret together because it's going to get both of the same aspects in this one. Now, it will have a normal range compared to other flaks, and it does buff non-flak towers as well. Now, it can be absorbed by elemental barrier and blocked by the crystalline shield, but it cannot be inverted, nor will it be able to utilize storm resist to reduce any damage taken. So what is it about this that makes it so special? It is the fact that it is a major tower, and it would probably be amazing on your base. As you'll see over here, at level 65, you could build 1. At a level 70, you could build 2. And then you can notice over here at the very max, you're going to be able to get 24 million at a level 75. I know it says 76. But there's one thing you need to keep in mind. It will take embers. So let's compare these. Now, let's say you have one earth flak on the right-hand side here, and you have the others on the left-hand side, which there is, for example, the dark flak. It's going to be stronger all around. But the earth flak is stronger than both the ice turret and the storm tower, but not together. If you put the ice turret and the storm together on one tower, it is actually stronger. Now, personally, whenever you look at it as a strength aspect, let's look at it on the other aspect. There is actually a player that I know in the game. He's actually the Dragon Lord Spotlight of the Month, which is Dunk. And, you know, he chimed in with this really good piece of information, which is, yes, it's a very strong tower. Yes, it's going to definitely do some damage on your base. However, unlike the Storm Tower, which protects as well, it does take embers. Which embers are great whenever it comes to points. But let's say you have several flax on your base. You know, as you get higher and higher level, it's going to cost you even more and more embers. So unless you have the ability to gather as like loads and loads of embers, it may not be best for you. So that's something you're going to have to decide. Does the cost outweigh the benefits and vice versa? Now, last week we actually went over the different dragons of the season. If you missed that, be sure to go check out that Talk Dragon Tuesday, where we go over the different dragons, you know, to an extent. Not really the mythics, because we all know the mythics are great dragons. But I do go over my favorites and, you know, kind of tell you why. And of course, my winner of the season so far is Somnus, because I really underestimated this dragon. For example, the other day, I took her through an Atlas base, which I get Atlas bases aren't like the regular bases because, you know, it doesn't have the mage towers, for example. However, at 30 million, a little under 30 million, he was able to take out my Atlas base at over 140 million, which is pretty impressive to me. So that is exciting. However, it is your last week in order to grab one. So the Duskfall season is about to end. It was just 3 months ago I was able to bring this in and say the Duskfall season starts now. Pretty exciting stuff, right? Well, here's the thing, guys. It is ending. This is the last week. However, if you need just a little bit more sigils, they will be bringing out the sigil chests this week that you can purchase with your rubies. Only you can decide, is that worth the rubies to you? You might decide the gold, you know, chests are better, for example. And then, of course, we've got about a month to go before the Atlas Duskfall season ends as well. So if you're working on the writer in there, this is probably going to be a time to really start hitting that up and get prepared, because, you know, we've only got about a month. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get this writer nor anything else in Atlas because I am currently not glory hunting at all. In fact, I haven't glory hunted since I found out that they were changing the way the glory structure works, the way that you would lose troops and so forth. And I'm actually going to be sharing a link in the description below the video that if you feel that this has been, you know, just the worst change in Atlas, you can go in and sign this petition. I know I did, and I want to, of course, get this out to all of you as well. So anyways, outside of Atlas would be the RPW Gaming YouTube site here. Again, I want to say I am very sorry that I did not get around to doing your the live drawing that I plan to do. I do want to let you guys know what's going on. First of all, it's the holiday season, so there's a lot going on. But secondly, I get very sick this time of year. I get vitamin D deficiency, so I'm trying to get my vitamin D levels back up. Unfortunately, it does take a little bit of time, so I'm very, 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 very tired. I'm not able to get up as early as usual, but I am still here, guys. I'm not leaving you. I'm just not here as much as usual. So hopefully by next week, we will be back on track here on the RPW Gaming YouTube site. And guys, I really appreciate all your support, and I will see you guys here shortly when it comes to, of course, the live stream where we will draw last week's winner. But before we go into that, and before I let you guys go, let's talk about the details on how you can win this week's $20 in-game pack giveaway. All right, as we went over last week, in order to win, you're going to have to go to the video description, and you're going to have to click on the link. It takes you to a Google form for RPW's giveaway. Now, this giveaway will be for this specific week. In there, you're going to have to put your in-game name, and there might be a few questions underneath that will be completely optional. I will not be asking for your email or any kind of personal information. And the reason I do it this way is so that you don't have to worry about, you know, relating your actual YouTube account to your in-game name. And that has really made it really challenging for some of the players that want to enter my contests but can't because of that situation. So we're going to take that tie away from you guys. And the other great thing about it is I don't have to write everyone's name out or type it out, get it wrong or whatever. I could just simply click print, cut up the names, and then put it in a bowl, which I will see you guys for, like I said, here in about an hour at about 8 p.m. Central Standard Time for that drawing. Now, again, guys, thank you very much for your support. And if you liked today's video, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. And, of course, subscribe to my channel and hit that bell for notifications.